Welcome back to the news at 10. Basket making is a major vocation for residents of Uli community in Ihiala local government area of Anambra State. Now, what's more fascinating is the dominance of women in the craft. Now, these craft women are asking for financial aid to support their businesses and good road networks to transport their products. Our community report tonight takes a look at the skillful women of Uli.
In Uli, a community in Ihiala local government area of Anambra State, palm oil processing is big business, as it is the major source of livelihood for the predominantly farming locality. However, there is another vocation that has for a long time been in the shadows, but is just as enterprising. Baskets are a common sight in this community, as farmers use them to store produce. This makes the demand shoot through the roof, hence a healthy source of income for those involved in the craft. The traditional ruler speaks on the opportunities that abound.
The bamboos from the palm trees is what we use to make this basket. It's around 20 or 25 years that we understood that the basket is money. So we started doing it. Our boys who are at the north, far north, they come home and they carry it and go there. It is being used in packing of tomatoes and other these things, commodities. So it's a very big business in Uli now.
What makes this activity interesting is its dominance by women who use this business to settle their everyday bills.
We use it to help their family. We use it to train our children. During the rainy season, when money is so scarce, we use this basket and getting some money till the dry season came.
Although the price of a basket is between 118 naira and 200 naira, there are still challenges of credit and infrastructure which hinder expansion.
We need support from the government because our women are suffering from this basket. They are doing this basket, but our road is not good for people who will buy it to enter inside village to purchase the basket.
With more women clamoring for inclusion in areas of economic opportunity, perhaps this story will help weave more support to stalk their dreams.
AstraZeneca, a multinational biopharmaceutical company, is supporting medical research in Nigeria with what it calls a $300 million research grant. This initiative is designed to facilitate research in both communicable and non-communicable diseases with a focus on generating data. At a presentation of checks to the first 5 winners of the grant, the country president for South Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa, Mr. Karl Freiberg, said the company is always willing to invest in the healthcare system.
Statistics about disease spread in Africa, especially Nigeria, is almost not available.
We will for sure make sure that...
Creating a platform to change the trend is what has drawn this group of experts together.
We met reading and excluding.
The multinational biopharmaceutical company AstraZeneca is spearheading the change through research.
The research trust really symbolize our commitment to support young upcoming researchers that wants to do science and prove that really great science can be created in Nigeria and also in the other countries where we have this commitment.
Communicable and non-communicable diseases are the focus, and over 80 entries have been submitted and scrutinized, but 5 entries chosen based on some criteria.
So one of the very important criteria was that it had to be an epidemiological study as opposed to other types of research study. And part of this eligibility criteria was actually well written out in the call for proposal that went out a few months ago.
So that was a big focus, and I want to say this is very good for us because it means that in the years to come we can have very large data. I mean, publishing, peer-reviewed journals with very high impact factors, and I think that is what we have to do so that we can move research in the nation forward, so that when you go for meetings, at least our studies can be quoted and we can be put in the in the world map of academia.
For a research grant that will see $300,000 disbursed over the next 3 years to academic medical professionals, one by one, the 5 winners and their collaborators step forward for their grant. AstraZeneca said it's committed to touching the lives of many, and the Nigeria Research Trust Fund is just one way of championing evidence-based healthcare in Nigeria.
First Bank.
Business news. Our latest data from the Central Bank of Nigeria shows that Nigeria's foreign reserves fell to $35.95 billion by December the 8th. Now, this represents a 19.3% drop from $44.53 billion the same period last year. The central bank has continued to step up its defense of the naira, which has fallen 12.1% against the dollar this year, owing to declining global oil prices. The reserve stood at $37.98 billion a month ago. The federal government has inaugurated a 45 billion naira integrated sugar project in Sunti, Niger State, northwest Nigeria. Now, the project is part of the Ministry of Industry and Investment approved backward integration program for the production of local sugar in line with the provisions of the National Sugar Master Plan. The Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Olusegun Aganga, said the implementation of the National Sugar Master Plan is an integral part of the Nigeria Industrial Revolution Plan. The entire project is expected to be ready and commissioned before the end of 2016. Of the registered businesses in Nigeria, more than 2/3 are small and medium enterprises, some without structure and proper bookkeeping. It is with this in mind that Fidelity Bank has held its maiden SME conference in Lagos. Present at the meeting were large business owners with lessons in best business practice for their younger counterparts. Our correspondent, Mary Alali Yusuf, reports.
When over 75% of registered businesses in the nation are SMEs, numbering up to 17 million, they certainly deserve attention. This is what Fidelity Bank believes and is doing in their 2014 annual SME conference, organized to pass knowledge from seasoned merchants and magnates to upcoming concerns.
We see social impact. We see sustainable business model. We see relationship banking, not transaction banking.
Several panels comprising people who have made their mark in business. The theme, Positioning Nigerian SMEs for Growth, takes wing as guests speak.
There's no short-term, medium-term, long-term plan without short-term, long-term, medium-term, long-term objective.
Significant blossoming in our economy with e-payments, with e-commerce, with new business models and new ways of doing things.
Each gets his turn to speak on the subjects, ranging from leveraging on technology to surmounting odds. But what do they have for those with micro businesses or business ideas and no collateral to access loans?
We understand your issues, we understand your problems, and we can therefore deliver those, expecting that you will meet your repayment obligations. And therefore we require that the fee is commensurate.
We are very strong in the corporate banking segment. We are very strong in the commercial and retail segment. But what we are doing now is increased focus on SMEs because we're not playing SME like any other player.
Fidelity Bank plans to have this conference every year, and they feel that with increased capacity, if each SME employs just one more Nigerian, that would be 17 million new jobs created and reduction in the size of the unemployment market. Mary Alale Yusuf, Channels Television News.
The Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas Limited is currently discussing with the business community on the potential of siting a dry dock here in Lagos, southwest Nigeria. Now, the dry dock facility, when fully developed, will be a maintenance destination and repair for large vessels, rig facilities, medium ships, and other maritime concerns.
When members of the business community gather for a session as this, more of the time it's of a strategic business importance. At this occasion, Nigeria LNG is promoting the potential for a new ship repair yard to be sited in Badagry, southwest Nigeria.
This is a project that we are 100% committed to. There is no doubt in our minds that at the completion of this project and at the delivery of the quality facility, quality operator, we can assure you without any doubt that all our vessels will be driving in this facility.
The project holds a maintenance potential for LNG vessels, large crude carriers, rigs, and marine industry expectations, which are currently being serviced in facilities abroad.
I wish repair shipyard in Nigeria be successfully established and completed in the nearest future.
Samsung is fully committed to invest massively in Nigeria, particularly in shipbuilding and repair, which will save for Nigeria the much needed foreign exchange in millions of dollars.
Nigeria LNG is assuring investors of patronage for its fleet at the proposed Badagry Ship Repair and Marine Engineering Limited.
For most investors, when they look at investing their money, what's always critical is can they see income coming through? And I think the fact that Nigeria LNG can guarantee that level of volume that we have is already a big part of the chain.
By the end of January, we should have this SPC, Special Purpose Company Incorporated, Badagry Ship Repair and Marine Engineering Limited. By the end of June, we should have all the permits, all the requirements, and hopefully by the end of this year, the funding, the financing should be in place. By 2016, ground should be broken. Construction should start. By 2019, first LNG carrier, trust me, will be dried up.
From next year, if you want to buy a vessel, you need to give us a Nigerian content plan. Who's going to maintain that vessel? Where is it going to be built? Which part of that vessel will be built in Nigeria? These are things that investors need to see to strengthen their resolve towards investing in facilities like this.
For this $1.5 billion project, it's also envisaged that at just 12% growth, about $200 million will be raked in over the next few years. Olu Phillips, Channels Television News.
A fall in prices of major blue chip stocks and poor earnings posted by companies led the all-share index further south to 32,203.62 in midweek trade. Market capitalization also dropped to 10.63 trillion naira. But here's Temple Ashaju with the rest of the day's closing figures.
This is your stock market update. Welcome. Sustaining the negative sentiment from the first session of the week, equities tumbled in midweek trading owing to the fall in prices of major blue chip stocks and poor earnings posted by companies. The all-share index was down 2.21% to 32,203.62. Similarly, the market capitalization receded to 10.63 trillion naira. The session had a poor market breadth of 13 gainers to 34 decliners. Led by Surplus, which now trades below its listing price, 17 naira 99 kobo was shared off the share price. Nigerian breweries and Mobile come next on the laggards list. While Stanbic IBTC led the appreciators list by 69 kobo gains, 7up and Oando added 60 kobo and 29 kobo each. The banking stocks boosted the trade volume with FBNH, Leading Guarantee Trust Bank, and of course EcoBank Transnational Incorporated. At the finish line, a total of 376.20 million shares were exchanged in 4,230 deals, all valued at 6.66 billion naira. That ends the stock market report. I'm Temple Ashaju.
And that's it on Business News. The news at 10 continues shortly.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Flying Eagles coach Manu Garba lines up series of test games ahead of next year's African Youth Championship. That's Beyond Sports. Please stay with us.